6 rupees and 59 paise rise in petrol, 19 rupees and 39 paise hike in diesel prices implemented with IMF concurrence. PM extends fuel subsidy for motorcyclists, transport sector by a month. Pakistan on track to meet Rs147 TR petroleum levy target. May face $1068 billion fallout from ME crisis, NAR panel told. Islamabad, the government on Thursday raised petrol and diesel prices while simultaneously extending fuel subsidies for motorcyclists and the transport sector, seeking to cushion the impact of rising global oil costs on vulnerable consumers. With the concurrence of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the Shehbaz Sharif government has increased the prices of petrol and diesel by 6 rupees and 51 paise and 19 rupees and 39 paise per litre, respectively, with immediate effect for the week ending May 8. During a virtual meeting on Thursday, the IMF was informed that Pakistan was well placed to achieve its petroleum levy target of 1.468 trillion rupees, as collections over 10 months had already exceeded the target for 11 months. The two sides agreed to keep the primary balance target sacrosanct and achieve it at all costs, even if further cuts in the Public Sector Development Programme, PSDP, were required, informed sources said. Payments to independent power producers would continue in line with agreed schedules to avoid any issues ahead of the IMF Executive Board meeting on May 8, which is expected to approve disbursement of more than $1.2 billion under two ongoing programs. Unlike announcements made by the Prime Minister during price reductions, the latest increase was discreetly issued by the Petroleum Division at midnight. The ex-depot price of high-speed diesel, HSD, was fixed at 399 rupees and 58 paise per litre, up from 380 rupees and 19 paise, reflecting an increase of 19 rupees and 39 paise, or about 5%. Diesel had earlier declined from a peak of 520 rupees and 35 paise on April 10 after a removal of the petroleum levy, but has since been rising again. HSD is considered highly inflationary mainly due to its use in freight transportation. Similarly, the ex-depot price of petrol was set at 399 rupees and 86 paise per litre, up from 393 rupees and 35 paise, showing an increase of 6 rupees and 51 paise or 1.65 pc. Petrol and HSD remain major revenue generators, with combined monthly sales of 700,000 to 800,000 tons compared to about 10,000 tons of kerosene demand. Although the ex-depot prices remain marginally below 400 rupees per litre, the actual retail prices at petrol pumps, after including dealer margins and other charges, have effectively crossed the 400 rupee mark. Fuel subsidy. Separately, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif decided to extend the fuel subsidy for motorcyclists as well as public and goods transporters by 1 month. According to a statement issued by the Prime Minister's office, PMO, the decision was aimed at continuing relief for economically vulnerable segments during the ongoing crisis. The Prime Minister also directed transporters not to increase fares and directed authorities to ensure effective monitoring of the relief measures. The people will not be left alone under any circumstances, the Premier said, expressing hope that the regional situation would improve soon, allowing fuel prices to stabilize. The subsidies were part of targeted relief measures announced earlier this month for bikers, farmers and transporters to offset the impact of rising global oil prices amid the US-Israel war on Iran. These included a subsidy of 100 rupees per litre for two-wheeler users, capped at 20 litres per month for 3 months. Additionally, trucks carrying 80-85 pc of food items would receive 70,000 rupees per month, large transport vehicles 80,000 rupees per month, and intercity public service vehicles 100,000 rupees per month to help maintain stable fares. The provinces have taken the lead in administering subsidized fuel quotas, pooling around 200 billion rupees for 3 months based on their National Finance Commission, NFC, shares, about 100 billion rupees from Punjab, Rs5152 billion from Sindh, 15 billion rupees from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Rs89 billion from Balochistan. Earlier, in a meeting with a delegation from the Partnership for a Lead-Free Future and UNICEF, the Prime Minister reiterated the government's commitment to safeguarding children's health, prioritizing polio eradication, and addressing risks of lead exposure through coordinated efforts. He said the government was taking priority measures to protect the future of children and remained fully committed to eliminating polio. Economic fallout. Meanwhile, according to a briefing to the National Assembly's Standing Committee on Finance and Revenue by a UNDP team led by economist Dr. Ali Salman, Pakistan could face an economic fallout ranging from $10 billion to $68 billion from the Middle East crisis, depending on its severity and duration. The committee, chaired by Syed Naveed Kamar, also approved an amendment to the Fiscal Responsibility and Debt Limitation Act 2005, granting broader powers to the Ministry of Finance to hire an unlimited number of directors for its debt management office, even as MNAs questioned the need for more posts when positions of Director General, and 2 out of 3 directors were lying vacant. Dr. Salman said the monthly net cost of the crisis currently ranged between $800 million and $1.2 billion, translating into an annualized impact of $1014 billion. These estimates include additional oil import costs of $300 to 334 meters per month, remittance declines of $250 to 333 meters, export disruptions of $200 to 400 meters and war risk premiums of up to $100 million per month. In a medium impact scenario over 3 months, the cost could rise to $2432 billion, and up to $5068 billion annually in a severe scenario, assuming oil prices reach $150 per barrel. The pass-through effect could push inflation to 10-12 PC in a low-impact scenario compared to a pre-war target of 7 PC, and up to 15-17 PC in a severe case. The briefing also noted that LNG supply disruptions from Qatar had reduced thermal power generation utilization by about 32 PC, forcing the government to opt for 2 to 3 hours of load shedding instead of shifting to costlier furnace oil. This could further affect industrial output, exports and daily wage earners. It was highlighted that geopolitical tensions could disrupt global oil markets, shipping routes and supply chains, increasing domestic inflation. Rising import bills, trade imbalances, pressure on foreign exchange reserves and higher logistics costs were also highlighted as key risks to economic stability. Published in Dawn, May 1, 2026.